It's time for the war cry. This one for Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Can't forget about the bros in the North tribes. Enough said that we servants of the Most High, and it's no lie. On the Most High, we teach the laws in this earth. The Lord touched my mouth, He said use His words. He made me a prophet from birth. This work, it ain't for the weak. This earth, it ain't for me. This war ain't carnal but spiritual. For the battle here is not fleshly, but the flesh weak. So I press feed on the laws of God, so don't test me. And when it's time for war, the bro sounds the horn. I'm like a beast unleashed, you can't tame me. You preachers like cowards. You ain't rightly dividing the word of truth. You worship the creature instead the creator. Yahweh is coming to mutilate you. Oh, true. You washed and you dipped in the blood of the lamb. Gee golly, goddamn, I don't understand. If pastor's right man, then where is the man who stands in the midst of 7 golden lamps? Ain't no time to dance, we pull up our pants. We marry not now, but surely it's near. He who wants wisdom, then please give an ear. Put on from the fear. The whole armor of God is what we need to wear. All of the lights is like a chandelier.
So your question is, these Jews, let's say American black, is that talking about the American blacks that were taken from West Africa and brought here, right? That's what you're asking, right? Or is it talking about the American blacks that was here? Now, first, the ones that was here, I don't have it. I thought I had it. But they were American, they were blacks. They weren't American blacks. They were so-called Native Americans. But they were a dark complexion like us. I forgot the book. I thought I had it. You got one? Let me see it. Does it got an image of them? I need an image. I have a book. If you look in the book, it's called the Chief Priest or something like that. It has the so-called Native Americans, very dark men. Okay? So those were two different people. Even though we the same, those are different people. So your question is, who are these American blacks? Right? We're going to show you in Genesis. It's bigger than Baltimore.
Yeah. Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons.
And who?
And Jacob called unto his sons.
So our forefather Jacob called it to his sons. Right? Watch this.
It said, gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
Come together.
That I may tell you.
So it said it twice, right?
Yep.
So read it again.
And
the first one.
And Jacob called unto his sons. And said, gather yourselves together.
So that first time he said, gather yourselves together, he's talking to his 12 sons. He said, gather yourselves together, and then what?
That I may tell you.
He said it twice, right? Okay.
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So he said he's going to tell them what's going to happen to your people in the last days. So that didn't happen yet, right? Watch this.
Verse 2, gather yourselves together.
So why would he say it twice? He's telling us to gather ourselves together. Give me that in Isaiah 49:5. No, matter of fact, give me that one, Zeph. Give me that one, Zeph. I want to show you something. Because the first time he said, gather yourselves together, he was talking to the particular people around. Like if I'm talking to y'all, and I say, gather yourselves together, I'm speaking to y'all, right? But if I say, after that, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to your generations. Gather yourselves together. What am I saying?
Okay.
Gather your generation together. This is what's happening today. That's why we're doing what we're doing. Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
So this is what that's saying. Read.
Gather yourselves together. Ye gather together, O nation not desired.
We are the nation not desired. Nobody wants the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You see that? So that's what Jacob was saying the second time. Gather yourselves together. That's what we out here doing. We gathering ourselves together, teaching our people the truth. Go back to that.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 8. Judah.
Who?
Judah.
So we're talking about Judah. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you something about that word Judah. You ever heard the word Jew?
No. Yeah,
I didn't say Jewish, I said Jew.
Yeah.
Judah derives from Jew. You understand? Or Jewry.
Okay.
We are the gold. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we the most special people. Anything we put on, we make it hot.
That's right.
You understand? My man laughing, but I'm serious. Go ahead.
Thou art he.
Thou what?
Thou art he.
So now he's talking about a nation of people. He said, Judah, thou art he.
Whom thy brethren.
Whom what?
Whom thy brethren.
So Judah has brethren. Now remember I gave you the statement earlier. If you know any history about when we came over here in slave ships, right? Once slavery was over, what did we do? We mingled with the so-called Native Americans. Thus the term, I got Indian in my family.
Yeah.
That's our people. So that's why I says thy brethren, go ahead.
Shall praise.
Shall what?
Shall praise.
Why would a brethren praise us? Who's at the bottom? Out of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Mexico. Let's do it this way. The West Indians, Benjamin. Where's the West Indies at Benjamin? Where's Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Trinidad. That they got their own land, right?
Right.
Let's do another one. The Haitians, where they land at? Where's Haiti at? They got their own land, right?
South America.
Native Americans. What land is Native Americans original? America.
Right.
Now Judah, the so-called African American man, where's his land at? Where's African American?
Nowhere.
Well, where's American black?
America ain't been black.
You can't say that, right?
America
But
never
you
been
can say,
black.
hold on, brother. You can say where the West Indies is.
Yeah.
You can say where Haitians are, Puerto Rico, Cubans, Dominicans,
Okay.
Colombia. So guess what? The first shall be last. I know you heard in the Christian
Yes,
church, and the last shall be first. Right? So we are the last. We are the ones at the bottom. Look at how we living today. Read.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies.
Once again, we go to our enemy for everything. Like the brother brought out earlier. The CVS. Do we own CVS? We thought we owned it when we burned it down, but guess what? They built it right back up, got the insurance money, and we still spending money with them. You see that? Our hand is in the neck of our enemies. Every piece of clothing that we got on, we got to go to our enemy for it.
That's right.
Even the dope brothers sell, you still got to go to your enemy. It's been proven. What's the guy named Rick Ross? The real Rick Ross? He already said that came through the president.
Right.
He gave you the map, but you're still dealing in it. It's like I said.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Say that again.
Thy father's children shall bow down before
So
thee.
they're gonna bow down before us. Give me that as F9. So I just showed you who Judah is, right, brother? So you got that, right? 12 and 7. I'm gonna show you what that means by our father's children shall bow down before thee. So you understand that Judah are the so-called American blacks today, right? Watch this.
Zechariah chapter 12 verse 7.
Yep.
The Lord also
The
shall,
what?
The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah.
We shall do what?
Save the tents of Judah first.
First. That's why today when you see Israelites, that's why you see mostly all so-called black men teaching. Now we have Native Americans. We got every other tribe, the tribe of Reuben, Levi, all that. Gad, but majority of us are who? So-called African Americans. Because he said we're going to be saved first. Because this is why it's so important. If you can take a people out of low estate and raise them up to be men and come out here on the street, West North, right? And teach our brothers and our sisters the truth of God. And we know we're going through problems. We can get killed any second. But he said we got to be raised up first. Why? Because we the strongest.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now give me that Deuteronomy 28. So now you understand who Judah is. Now let's see how Judah got over here. We got to figure that out too. How did we come over here? How did our foreparents come over here? How did our foreparents come over here?
Slave boat.
On slave boat, right? Have you ever heard that in the Bible? Let's see it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Say that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
It said the Lord gonna bring us into bondage again, right? Go ahead.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
See that ship right there, brother? The cargo slave ship. That look like some. What's that, Jordan? That they like to do a picture, and it's a Jordan picture that look just like that slave ship. Esau been mocking us. He been doing it. So he said we gonna do what?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships.
By the way thereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Shall see what no more again? Our homeland, Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold.
And then you should be what?
Shall be sold.
Now who was sold? What nation of people was sold? Because they like to say that the Irish was enslaved. When was they sold? They say the Chinaman was enslaved. When was they sold? They say the Jewish man was enslaved. When was they sold? They was put in that land. When was they sold? Only people that was sold was the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because what they did with the Native Americans here in America, since people don't think they came over here in slave ships, they came twice. The first time they came during the Syrian captivity. Second time they took them from America, North America, and took them down to South America on slave ships.
Right.
This is history. And they sold them. Read.
Sold unto your enemies.
And sold it to who?
Your enemies.
If I'm sold it to my enemy, give me Deuteronomy 33 and 29. So I'm sold it to my enemy. If I'm your enemy, am I going to tell you the truth? Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29.
Read.
Happy art thou, O
Say it
Israel.
again.
Happy art thou, O Israel.
So we happy right now because we know who we are. We happy to come out here to teach our people. Read.
Who is like unto thee?
Who was what?
Who is like unto thee?
What man do y'all know that come out here to teach God's words like this? We seen it one time in our life. We thought that was the way. That was with Malcolm X, remember? But what they didn't show in that movie was the Israelites was on that same street teaching. They didn't show that history. Who is like us? You should be proud of who you are.
We, O people, saved by the Lord.
Saved by the Lord.
The shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall
And what?
And thy enemies
Here comes the enemy again. Read.
shall be found liars.
Shall be found what?
Shall be found liars.
All of the enemies, everybody that's against the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, whether you know you Israelite or not, is a liar to you, and he's your enemy. That's so why not get on the right side of God? Why not? He gonna hate you anyway. Why not get ready to get that recompense on him? Why not? Right. Read this real quick. I'm gonna show you something. Because I said something about African, right? Africa. Once again, we gonna show y'all the books. We gonna show y'all the information. Read.
This book is called The Black Image in the White Mind.
What is it called?
The Black Image in the White Mind.
So this the so-called white man gonna tell you. Because sometimes we like, I don't believe a so-called black man in my face telling me something. I gotta hear the white man say it. Well, let's hear what the white man say. Go ahead.
In the 1840s.
In the what?
In the 1840s.
Has any of us was born in the 1840s? So we didn't write this. This research. They wrote their own stuff. Read.
Morton collaborated with George R. Gildon.
You ever heard of Egyptology? He was one of the founders of Egyptology. Who's the founder of the Bible? God. But no white man. Who's the founder of Islam? A so-called white man. Don't think Muhammad was the one. Who's the founder of Christianity? A so-called white man. We fall on this so-called white man all the time. We don't even know it. Read.
George R. Gildon, an Egyptologist.
A what?
An Egyptologist.
So he's the founder of Egyptology. Everybody walking around with them unks on their chest don't know what they're walking around with, but we gonna show you. Read.
Who provided him with the mummy heads.
He provided what?
Him with the mummy heads.
How did the so-called white man get a hold of those mummy heads? He went over there and went through there himself. He owns all that. All these brothers saying they're Egypt, they can't go over there on their own will and do what they want to do. Read.
And the information about the racial differences.
About what?
The racial significance of Egyptian
so-called Africans. Go ahead.
Of Egyptian tomb inscriptions.
And say that again.
Of the Egyptian tomb inscriptions.
What do they call that today? The hieroglyphs. Name one black man who know how to read the hieroglyphs. He learned that by the so-called white man. He the one that taught him that. So how you gonna say you know what that say on that wall when that man taught you that? Read.
In Cranial, published in 1844.
Go ahead.
Morton pointed out.
What Morton pointed out?
Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence.
So he had the cranial evidence of the Egyptians, their skulls, right? Read.
In archaeological evidence.
Evidence, archaeologically, go ahead.
Showed that the Egyptians.
Showed that the so-called African or the Egyptians that all of us claim to be, read.
Were not Negroes.
Were not what?
Were not Negroes.
So if the Egyptians are not Negroes, because everybody claiming that, then what are we? We keep trying to tell y'all, brothers and sisters, we the Israelites according to the Bible. That's right. You seeing people like Nick Cannon waking up and realizing that. What's the basketball player in Jerusalem now? Stoudemire. You see, he learned that. We seeing it. B.O.B.'s learning that. Boys, there's a lot of people that know they're Israelites. Read.
Abolitionists and calling.
Now this right here is the most key point. Because he's already telling you, I've studied the cranials. I got the cranials of you so-called African Americans or you so-called blacks, and I got the cranials of the Egyptians over there in Egypt that none of us went to. So he has both, and he compared the two. He said these are not the same people. But watch this, he gonna show you how he know who we are. Read.
And colonizationists have maintained in fact, blacks have been relegated.
Now, who was enslaved by the Egyptians? I want to see if we've been studying. Who was enslaved by the Egyptians? What did they call him? We've seen all the movies, Joseph, Prince of Egypt. What's the Ten Commandments? We've seen it. Who was enslaved by the Egyptians? The Israelites. The Israelites. Watch this. Read.
Relegated to the same servile position.
So they was relegated to the same, the American blacks here in America When we was enslaved by the so-called white man. We was enslaved by the African who sold us to the white man. The Arabs, the Chinaman, the East Indian. We was enslaved by all them. When we was enslaved by them, he said we went through the same punishment here. Watch this.
That in fact, blacks have been relegated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt.
And what?
In ancient Egypt.
So what blacks was so-called in ancient Egypt? The Israelites.
That's right.
The Israelites. It's showing you right here, read.
As in modern day America.
There it is. Boom, shut it down. Now watch this. Give me Isaiah 31. Where she go? Anybody got a question? Cause we gonna teach our people. Go ahead.
I just was saying how you said like the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they held down because of the curse.
Yes.
Now I was gonna say like if you look how the Mexicans came to America, how they started building their own businesses real quick. They seen that now they got Trump in office building brick walls and now and trying to deport them back and put them back in bondage.
Yes.
Now one of them will come up, so that's like a part of the curse.
I want to show you something too real quick. Let me read this first and I'm gonna show you something about that. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 31 verse 3.
Watch this.
Now the Egyptians.
Hold on, matter of fact, start with verse 1. Because I want to teach y'all something real quick. So you all understand that Egyptians are not so-called blacks. We just read it. We can show it to you in the Bible. But I want to show you something else because a lot of brothers like to claim these Egyptian gods. What book do they have? The Book of the Dead. I don't want to be a part of something that's dead.
Right.
This is called the Book of the Living.
Right.
This is the Book of Life.
That's right.
But this book gonna tell you about them Egyptians. Just like the Greeks took the Egyptian gods. Watch this.
Isaiah chapter 31 verse 1.
Read.
Woe to them.
What?
Woe to them
Destruction to them.
that go down to Egypt.
That go where?
That go down to Egypt.
So God saying, my children, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, destruction unto you that go down to Egypt. Read.
For help.
For what?
For help.
Why? Because the help right here in the 1611 King James Bible.
That's right.
That's why we just ain't never been taught the right way.
Come on, teach us.
Read.
Come on, teach us.
Stay on horses and trust in
Read
chariots.
it again. Read it again.
Isaiah 31 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help
For help.
and stay on horses
You see them on their walls. You seen their wall paintings. We'll show it to you in a second.
and trust in chariots.
Give me that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong.
They are what?
Because they are very strong.
Go ahead.
But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel.
They don't look to the Holy One of Israel.
Right.
That's not who they. Listen to this. I'm gonna give you a God that got a cat head.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a God that has a dog head.
Okay.
This is what Egyptian people do.
And you pray to him.
And you praying to it. You saying that's our original people. Now watch this. That's a lot of brothers and sisters and celebrity. The people that run the world don't try to tear them down because they say they're Egyptian. But as soon as a brother or sister say, I'm an Israelite, you got to go. Y'all remember when Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston went down to Jerusalem?
Yeah.
What happened to them? Y'all see Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
What happened to him? Y'all think this a game? Brandon T. Jackson.
Man, yo, bro.
Look at what's going on with him. So why if I'm an Egyptian, you ain't doing nothing to me? But now that you hear I'm an Israelite, after a while they gonna say y'all can't teach on this corner. God said we gonna teach on this corner. So that's what we gonna do. You gotta understand that.
Oh, it's coming. You know it's coming. You know it's coming.
They look not unto the Holy One of Israel.
They didn't look to the Holy One of Israel.
Neither seek the Lord.
Neither did they seek the Lord. Go ahead.
Yet he also is wise. And
But he is wise. The Egyptians were wise. They built the pyramids. They used us because we was the ones that built the pyramids. We're going to show you that in a
Yeah,
second.
we were slaves.
Read.
and will bring evil. It will not call back his words,
Watch this.
but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Watch this.
Verse 3. Now the Egyptians.
The Egyptians that a lot of brothers and sisters like to call themselves walking around here with that dumb don't know what that is.
Thank
Read.
Are men.
Are what?
Are men.
He said the Egyptians are what?
Are men. And not
How
God.
come I thought they was gods?
Whoa.
That's what they say, don't they?
Whoa.
So if you say the Egyptians are men and not gods, what does that mean? What does that mean? You ain't nothing. Now let's see who the gods are. Bring it out. Let's see who the gods really are according to the Bible. Because God gonna tell you who a God is. We call ourselves kings. But God gonna tell you who a real God is. That's why we can do what we do. That's why no matter how much captivity they put us in, we still gonna come back here. That's right. We keep coming back, baby. They enslaved us. We taught the word of God. Nat Turner did what he had to do, taught the word of God, and we still back here teaching the word of God. Okay, how many brothers and sisters you hang of us? You gonna have another one standing up teaching the word of God.
That's right.
Until God come back, because once that 144 open up, this whole thing gonna be shut down.
That's right.
You got, listen to that. You got 2 billion Christians, 2 billion Muslims, but God said only 144,000 of you men wake up. Y'all to shut everything down.
That's right.
You know how powerful you are, brother? You understand that? 144 of us wake up. All this stuff is done.
Right.
You seeing it happen right now. That's why they got to shut us down. Read.
Psalms 82, verse 6.
So let's see who the gods are. Because ain't no God in Quran. Read.
I have said, ye are gods.
I have said what?
Ye are
So
gods.
the Bible talking about the Israelites. As of right now, it's talking to you so-called blacks. Men, not the women. It's talking about the men are gods, because ain't no woman a god. A woman's a princess.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
A man's a god.
Right.
A black Israelite man. Read.
I have said, ye are gods.
Ye are gods.
And all of you are the children of the Most
Now
High.
they're the sisters and the brothers, the other ones. You the children of the Most High. Go ahead.
But ye shall die like men.
Why did we die like men? Because we sinned, brother. But he said, you are the gods, not no darn Egyptian. Now, once again, we've been showing y'all history. Who's ever heard of the catacombs? Who's ever seen Gladiator with Russell Crowe in it? Y'all remember that Ham? Well, we call him Hamite. The African brother in there? What's his name? What's his name? He was married to Simmons' sister.
Yeah, he got 29.
So that dude, right?
Yeah, I know he's
Why would they put him in there and other people in there? We got a period room. I'm gonna tell y'all something. All the gladiators were black men.
That's right.
And we're gonna show you in the book. But I'm gonna show you in this. The unknown catacombs. This is the images. This is the knowledge they don't want people to know.
Right.
But y'all gonna learn it today. Bring it out.
Right.
We here for school. We here to teach our people. Watch this. Now we didn't do none of these images. We gonna go through the images, but I want you to read this first. What we gonna do is we gonna help our people. That's what we out here for. We don't need no library. We always had the knowledge. Now we waking up. Go ahead.
Of over 50 known catacombs.
Of what?
Of over 50 known catacombs.
Now these catacombs are in Rome. There's over 50 known catacombs. Go ahead.
In Rome, most are
In where?
In Rome.
In Rome. Go ahead.
Most are denied.
Most are what?
Denied.
Most of the catacombs are denied for interest to the public. Guess what? If y'all ever get an opportunity, just type in the word catacomb in YouTube. You're going to see the so-called white man going through all that because they run everything. It's a fact. So what? What they're not going to show you is these real images in it. They're going to show you that stupid fish. What's that fish, the infinity fish that Christianity does? They ain't going to show you these real images that we're about to show you. Go ahead.
To our curiosity in
To
order.
what?
To our curiosity in order.
Go ahead.
To protect their wall paintings.
So they said that it's denied our interest to protect the wall paintings. I'm going to tell you right now. That's a bunch of hogwash. I really want to say what I want to say. That's a bunch of bull crap. They just ain't had time to whitewash it yet. And we're going to show you. When you whitewash a picture, what you do? You put white painting or some kind of painting over top of it. They didn't have time to do that yet. Watch this. Go to the first image. The first tab. We're going to show our people. Bring it out. So let's get it real quick. So this is like the entrance of the catacombs. Hold on. This is like the entrance of the catacombs. This is underground.
Oh, a tunnel.
It's underground. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
So that's how we was at. It was dark down there.
Oh, no light.
This is how we used to study.
Wow.
We're going to show you. We didn't have the Bible, but the Bible was right there.
Wow.
Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah, we're gonna walk. Look, keep on walking.
Go to the image. Yeah, the first tab.
Keep walking. You don't want her to shoot.
I want to show y'all something.
You don't want her to shoot. Keep walking.
Okay, just read that. Just read it. Just read it.
A message of peace and resurrection in the coordinates in a ceremony of the Last Supper.
So we all seen the picture of the Last Supper, right?
Yeah.
Have we ever seen our people really draw it? Come look. What are these? So-called black men. that they tried to whitewash. We drew these images. We drew these images. Go ahead, go to the next one.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up right here. You can't make this
A
up.
fresco of Daniel in the lion's den, and a painting of the Good Shepherd.
So Daniel in the lion's den, right? And a painting of the Good Shepherd, a Roman Christ. What color are they?
Black,
These are so-called black people.
bronze. What's it mean? Black people.
These are so-called black people. Let's get some more. They're not gonna show you this evidence.
Never seen before in all my 48 years. In all my 48 years, I never seen nothing like this.
Because they don't want us to know this shit.
This is Joseph talking with his brothers in Egypt.
So y'all remember in the movie, what was it Prince of Egypt?
Yeah.
Y'all remember? No, Joseph, called Joseph. Remember when he was talking to his brothers? Y'all know the history about Joseph? He was sold into slavery by the Arabs, by his brothers, right? They came, a famine came. So they went to their brother, but they didn't recognize who their brother was because he was in the Egyptian clothing.
Okay.
He was bald head and all that, bald face, everything, right?
Okay.
So they didn't recognize him. This is, once again, the Bible wasn't around, but we knew our words. That's it right there. Him talking to his brothers. What color are they?
Black.
Look at the images. These are black, so-called black people.
And these paintings are so old.
Yes.
This is painted under the ground in Rome. It's on stone. Let's go. Let's get some more.
This is a scene showing Christ between St. Peter and St. Paul.
So they painted Christ and Paul and St. Peter and them. Watch this. Go ahead. This is the big image. What color are these, man?
Black.
And that's blown up. These so-called black men. We painted that.
But this the room they was in?
That's the room. That's the underground. You can see it. They've been trying to whitewash that. Let's get one more. Let's get the last one.
They still got those rooms like
They
that?
still got them down there. But remember, they said most are denied. Okay, yeah. All right, get that real quick.
And
So y'all remember the movie The Bible? Y'all all seen that? The Bible had Samson, remember? With the long dreads. Watch this.
Samson slaying the lion.
What color is Samson slaying his lion? That's a so-called black man.
Black man.
They'll show you Samson black, you know why? Because he was deceived by a woman. They try to show you all the evil stuff. But they don't want to show you the truth. Watch this though. Let's get the Gladiator joint. Because we talked about the movie Gladiator. Esau crafty.
Gladiators often fought with mismatched weapons.
So gladiators often fought with mismatched weapons. Wow. Now, when you watch that movie Gladiator, it had the dude chained to the other guy, right? The so-called black man had the knife in his left hand or the sword, and what's the guy named Russell Crowe had the shield. And they fighting lions and doing all this stuff, right? Can't no so-called white man do that.
Right.
Watch this.
Negroes.
Say that again.
Negroes.
Read that again from the top.
Gladiators often fought with mismatched weapons. Negroes, a rare sight in Rome, were matched with each other.
Now they tell you that the Negroes were the gladiators. Now they say a rare sight in Rome, but why is this on their Roman walls? Look at the pictures. What are these people? That's on their walls out there in Rome. Those are Negroes. Get a white man out of that. Now, so we just showed you so-called black people in Rome. We showed you it in Russia. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to Spain. Read the title.
Early Spanish manuscript illumination. Christ is in majesty. Christ, who darkened flesh tones, now give him an almost negroid.
What? How is it saying Christ is a negroid now? This is Spain. Where's these images at? Why are we not providing this information? Read.
His cast is shown enthroned between two cherubims.
Now, this is a smaller image of it, but this is the original image right here on the front. That's Christ right there in the middle in green. How dark is that man? Let's get some more.
Leviticus is the only book in the 960 Bible to have an introductory full-page picture.
Now, this was another Bible, right? This was an image from it. Watch this. They're talking about Aaron in the tabernacle. Aaron was Moses' brother, right? Let's see a picture of Aaron. What color is this man? You see him?
Down at the bottom right here.
That's Aaron, a so-called black man. Is the angels on that too? No, that ain't the one with names. Go to the next one. Let me see what that is. Let's go to the tab. Oh, I want to show you this. Now, I don't know if I caught that. I do got that book. Give me this one. And open it all the way to the last. Watch this. Remember we talked about whitewash before, right? Go ahead, just read who that is.
This is the fall of Adam and Eve.
So this is Adam and Eve. They look white, right? Look at their feet. You see the whitewashing? Y'all see that? Y'all see what they do? They try to make them lighter.
So what they washing that stuff with?
No, they not washing themselves. They covering up. Okay, remember when they was in Mississippi, they said they covered up.
Right.
Watch this. Now we're gonna show you an image that we painted of Adam and Eve. This is in the book called what's it called? Our Living Bible.
Living Bible. As the serpent beguiled Eve, Adam and Eve.
Get a white person out of that. That's an image of Adam and Eve. Y'all see that? Now give me Jeremiah 14 and 2. I'm gonna show y'all something. We're gonna learn this history today. We're gonna learn the truth. Who got the Bible? Oh, okay. Jeremiah 14. Because we've been lied to for so long. Now it's time to bring it out. We're gonna show this information. Jeremiah 14. Because we try to teach and show y'all that the Israelites are so-called black men, right? The Bible says it, but our people, for some reason, have to see a picture. Like the brother got a picture. I'm not trying to call you out, bro, but you got a picture. Who's that supposed to be? God, I think. And it's a so-called white man. Now, we just showed you images that we painted ourselves of God being the so-called black man. Who made that? The so-called white man. This is what they teach our people. Go ahead, watch this.
Jeremiah 14 and 2.
14 and 2, go ahead.
Judith mourneth.
The what?
Judith mourneth.
Judith is in mourning, go ahead.
In the gates thereof language.
Our leaders trust and believe. You got Jesse Jackson. What's the one out here? Everybody love Baltimore. Jamal Bryant. These are our leaders. Watch this.
They language. They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
So it says the Israelites are black unto the ground. Now, if you think about the ground, if you dig up the ground, it's different shades of brown, right? Watch this. Go ahead.
And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Now, it says the Israelites are black unto the ground. We're going to show you an image that we drew in 3rd century AD. 3rd century after death. This is the image that we drew. Read.
Thus the Israelite priests.
Thus what?
Thus the Israelite priests.
Now, this is on the painting in the wall in Europe. It says the Israelite priests, go ahead.
Were dressed in white linen.
Were dressed in white linen. Let's get a picture of them Israelite priests. Get a white man out of that. Show me a white man out of that. You understand?
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.